This is my fifth attempt to do this. It is now 3 o'clock in the morning. I saw it yesterday, and my Canon camera, for some weird reason, keeps clicking every time I try to film. So I've described this film more times than I wish to, and right now I don't ever want to see it ever again. But I liked it. Today I saw Now You See Me Too, also known as Now You See Me Too, the second act, which is not its official title, but it really should be. It's a hell of a lot better. It's 3 years after the first one came out. The first one was 2013. This one, however, is set 1 year after the first film, so chronologically, I guess, it's 2014 within the film. Now, in that film, a lot of discord has happened within the Four Horsemen. They're kind of breaking apart. Now, we're kind of Horseman characters, just to refresh. Now, you have the Four Horsemen. First one to really talk about is Jesse Eisenberg, who plays J. Daniel Atlas. Now, one thing I absolutely loved about the first film was that he was arrogant, condescending, thought he knew it all, bit of a bastard, bit of a sod, kind of liked him. He does that so well, Jesse Eisenberg. Second film round, he hasn't really changed that much. Now, I like that. I kind of like the fact that character development only really goes so far, and he hasn't really learned that much from being the Horseman. The only thing he's really learned is how to be frustrated, because in that year they've been accepted into the Eye after that big jump into the merry-go-round in the first film. Nothing's really changed for him. He's just angry and embittered. He basically wants to run the show. I love that. I absolutely love that part of him. So within the Four Horsemen, okay, second one is great character development. Is James Franco, who played Jack Wilder. Now, Jack Wilder in the first film was a nuclear on the block. He was the kind of nervous, bit unsure, didn't know what was going on, and kind of went with it because he was a kind of concerned about, the world and the danger and that kind of thing. And in this, he's grown. He's not grown to run the show, but he's way more confident in his abilities. He doesn't get it right all the time. But in the first film, when it didn't go his way, he was panicked. With this, he is much, much stronger, and he's got a great relationship. It's very kind of brotherly with Merritt McKinley, played by Woody Harrelson. Now, I'm trying not to spoil this here, but there's a dual role coming in here between Merritt, and one doesn't really convince to the other. It's weird. Now, Woody Harrelson, great actor. He's done some great stuff over the years. But as Merritt this time round, now Merritt you just adore. Merritt is brilliant. But the other role he plays, so I'm going to spoil this. Here's some spoilers. He plays his identical twin brother. Okay. Now the whole kind of twin switch thing, the twin thing between camera angles, does never really convince at all. But he's having fun. One thing I love about this film is the horsemen that we know are really, really having fun with this film. Now, regarding the Horseman, there's a nuclear on the block. I mentioned that in the trailer review. Lizzie Chapman replaces Isla Fisher, who was pregnant during time of filming. Now, it's established within the universe that Henley basically couldn't commit to Atlas, or Atlas wouldn't commit to her. They broke apart. She was frustrated, so she left. I think that's bullshit. I reckon she was frustrated at the situation, so the Eye recruited her for a secret mission. And she's going to come back in the third film and be all powerful and basically take over the head of the Horsemen. There you go. The head of them. She's, So we get Lizzie Chapman, who was in Mean Girls. Now, I hated her when she walked in. She was like, I'm the new Horseman. Yay, 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 yay. Once you get over that, it's actually her very own idea of misdirection. She's this OTT cheerleading type, but, like the magician's assistant, they know more than what they let on. And her magic is very, very similar to Atlas's. There's a kind of bit of a one-upmanship going on there, which I actually liked. And I liked her progression. From the start of the film, she kind of did my head in, but from the end, I was on her side. She doesn't really step into Henley's role, but she's a nice addition, because in the first film, James Franco's character was a nuclear on the block. Now this one has to kind of prove herself. She's just happy to be there, okay? And she just kind of rolls with it. Me likey. Now, Dylan Rose, Fifth Horseman, not a secret, film's been out for 3 years. Now, if I ruined that for you, tough, man. Just in the original. It's great. Okay, now this is where it goes into some problems. Now, the first film was a heist film of magic. The second one, it starts with Dylan trying to be the FBI agent Dylan Rhodes, as well as searching for the horseman, even though he is one of them, kind of misdirecting the FBI. It falls apart literally within the first 20 minutes, okay? He's uncovered, he goes on the run, the horsemen go on the run, they're in separate countries. The horsemen decide to do their own, sort out their own, plan their own mission. It just kind of loses its kind of spark that the first film had. Now, don't realize this film's problem, it's way too long. It's 2 hours. Now, the first film was about 100 minutes. And it worked. It was contained. It was the FBI chasing them. It was this, it was that. Trying to outrun themselves. And sometimes the magic that made the first film so successful gets kind of bogged down with this ongoing story, which is sometimes really, really incoherent. You know, one thing I did not like is this film has daddy issues. There's a wonderful scene in the first film where Atlas, played by Jesse Eisenberg, who's having way too much fun in this film, he's loving it. I thought making a great Lex Luthor, but he has like natural sarcasm. He basically doesn't know who Dylan is, but calls him out on his daddy issues, okay, which is true. We actually see Lionel Shrike in a flashback. The problem is that's still ongoing. There's no resolution now. Dylan is so uptight about his father, and the ending is a bit of an arse problem. We'll get to that in a second. Now, so this film does work, but the whole concept of the issues of the father, the sins of the father, it seems a little bit contrived at times. Now, one thing I did like though is this film kind of goes a bit more global. It goes to China, starts in New York, goes to China, which I absolutely love because China is at the forefront of the origins of modern day magic, if you will. So that's where a lot of the acts were kind of introduced to works, and it's true, in China there is a lot of well-established magic, so that was kind of nice. Now there's a few brilliant scenes regarding James Franco, Mark Ruffalo's character. There's a wonderful scene regarding like a fight scene with magic in China, and love, it was brilliant. The way it was choreographed was brilliant. It was contained and well done. And sometimes you're like, whoa. And second one is that they go to London. Now, first of all, I'm biased as hell. It's my city. But London is also very, very well established for magic circles. So I'm actually descended through marriage. Okay. So my great-great-grandmother married a magician. After that's you. Okay. So I've got a through marriage family connection to Victorian magic. I would love to see more of that. Now London so it goes from America, China, London. Now in the third film I would like to see more of London, because to see the kind of historical magic circle of London. Now we know the Eye is well established as like this Illuminati of magic. I want to see more of the Eye. Who really runs the Eye? What is controlling the Eye? What does it really begin? Now, it was established that the Eye is real, but we need to see more of it. We meet a few of the players of the Eye, but we don't really see the Eye itself. Who is in control? Actually, maybe we do. We don't know. This whole film is misdirection, as all No See Me films are. The rewatch bonus, so I've only seen it once. This film has one problem, though, regarding father issues. Now, I love him in Horns. I tolerated him in Woman in Black. It's Daniel Radcliffe. Now, I've got nothing against Daniel Radcliffe as an actor or as a person, okay? I'm not really a massive fan of Harry Potter. But he is the weak link in this film. Now, his central story, he's the one who basically recruits the Eye in China, he is a super reclusive genius, kind of on the same level as Jesse Eisenberg's character. As imagine that's the Social Network, or as Lex Luthor, who was a billionaire and reclusive, and he faked his death and went underground, and now recruits the Eye to find his chip, which he technically should own, but he doesn't. Why affect his death? It's a bit more convoluted. So they have to get this microchip. Yeah, it just seems so bullshit. Yeah, guys, that's the best example. It's a bit load of bullshit. Now, he he's trying to come across as the I'm Saki, I am, I am. Okay, best example is either Jesse Eisenberg in A Social Network. He comes across like a whiny little bitch. He's a British whiny little bitch. Here you go. And trust me, that beard does makes look. He still looks 12 with a beard. So yeah, he's just weak. Now this is not a secret because Michael Caine confirmed this in an interview about 2 years ago. He is Arthur Tressler, who Michael Caine is back in this, who's always awesome. He is his son. That sadly is not a secret. That was no reveal because we all knew that in advance. Hey, it was on the wiki page like as soon as it was announced. So hey, thanks Michael Caine for ruining that. But yes, there's no real connection between them. You don't really get the fact that they're father and son. And Michael Caine I absolutely adore. Michael Caine cannot do a bad performance in any bad film. But I don't know, here he just seemed a little bit underused, and it's just so funny how they ripped him off in the first one, and he was angry. What he does in the second, you're like, really, you would do that? Are you that demented? I like the fact, okay, that Arthur actually does call Dylan out on his hostility about what caused his father's death and everything like that. That was actually a really nice thing because you're like, yeah, Dylan was upset, but he kind of went a bit over the top. Another problem is, now one thing Morgan Freeman cannot do bad film either, is his presence kind of overshadowed everyone in this film. Well, so yeah, Morgan Freeman as, there you go, Thaddeus Bradley, sorry. He's paying sometimes way too arrogant, and I'm not going to ruin his for you, but there's something that happens at the end, the big reveal, the actual prestige, what's been behind all this. It's a total ass pull. You sit there thinking, everything could have been avoided if we'd known this before. I mean, we've watched these films, we've loved these films, but you knew something and you wouldn't let it go, but you put so many people at risk, including the Horseman. It's just a bit dumb. And it should really come out of nowhere. But be a surprise, like, oh my god, I watched this with the audience and there wasn't even a ripple because there was no dramatic dramatics to this. There was no kind of impact. It's kind of like walking into a room and there you are. So there was no in the audience, which you kind of got in the first film when you found out that Dylan was a fifth horseman. That wasn't there. But I will give this film some dues though, just because it's a good film, but it's not a great film. I know the reviews are mixed, and I haven't really been looking at them because I didn't want to know the prestige. I like this film though. I mean, it is visually stunning. The way the magic tricks are set out is amazing. There are a few kind of shocks, but one little problem is this: is with a magic trick, it's the prestige. You watch a magic trick, doesn't matter what you're watching, and most of the time you don't want to know how it's done. You like the well, my saying said, the prestige. You like the kind of, spectacle, the suspense of this. It explains things way too quickly. Sometimes, how they got to China was explained literally 2 scenes later. They could have delayed it a little bit longer, kind of heightened the suspense. But the set pieces themselves were brilliantly done. Absolutely brilliant. So I am not looking at that. The film looks stunning, but with the third film, I want this to kind of go full circle, and I hope they are working on a third film. I want Henley back. I want Michael Caine's character Thaddeus to be really swearing revenge. I don't want Daniel Radcliffe in it. Hopefully, I want, because it's established in the first film, and Sally, the French agent from the first film, is not in it. I want to see the return of the French agent. Hopefully, she's been recruited by DI, and she's also now a three-fifth magician herself, so you never know. I want Henley back. I want the French agent back. I actually want to see Lionel Shrike back, because that will bring this full circle. Now, that's what I'm hoping for a third. So, hey, that's what I thought of Now You See Me, and moderate spoilers. And anyway, everyone else let me know what you think. Hey, you never know. So, anyway, take care. Sign off. Bye now.